Hi, I'm Dom. I'm one of the consultants with WERKT, and I just thought I'd take you for a drive in my 2011 Golf R. So this is one of the cars that we've tuned with the Viezu tune at WERKT. It's my own car actually, so I treat it like a pride and joy. So some of the big features of the car, obviously it's all-wheel drive, 2-litre turbo Volkswagen Golf. It's stock in Australia. They run about 188 kilowatt. This one here is running about 220 with the vRace tune on it. Basically, it's a race tune or a motorsport based tune with pretty much some detuning put on it just to give it some better fuel economy. But essentially, it's got a significant more boost. Stock boosts on these run about 14 pound. This one's now running about 20. I guess it's important to note though that I'm not currently running a cold air intake. I am simply running the stock intake. One of the things that I've noticed about the tune is that you can really hear the turbo spooling. Might have been able to hear it there a little bit. So you can really hear the turbo spooling a lot. One of the big things I noticed with the Golf R when I had it, and I thought it was great then, but one of the big things you noticed was that second into third gear wasn't all that thrilling. All the excitement happened from launch first, top end of first, and then into second. That's where a lot of your excitement was. Whereas with the Viezu tune, you're basically going to find that the car is going to pull from 0 all the way up through to about 180 kilometers an hour. Now, for the faint-hearted, you'll feel a little bit scared and want to pull off. Basically, from second into third, now you'll get up into around about the 2,500–3,000 RPM, and she'll just surge once again, and it does get a little bit scary. But trust me, it's well worth it if you can keep the foot down, because the feeling and the smile you get from it is amazing. So I've been quite gentle with her so far. I haven't done anything too exciting, but we're in third gear now, and I'll just put my foot down. So one of the great features of the Volkswagens stock out of the box, they come with the ability to do launching and launch control. And for those that don't know how to do that, essentially it's sports mode, traction control off. Foot on the brake, stall it up to 3,000 RPM, or basically you can put your foot down and it'll stay up to 3,000 RPM and launch your way. We'll see if we can't do one of those a little bit later on in the video, but yeah, it's incredibly impressive now to see that torque at the bottom end of the rev range, being able to hurdle the car along. You will get a bit more wheel spin now. So make sure you got good tyres, or else you're just going to be slipping off the line and losing that important traction that the car so desperately needs now with that extra power. So I guess it's important to also note that this is all within the boundaries of what the vehicle is capable of doing. Where with stage 3 tuning now, we can basically get about 400 to 500 horsepower out of these without really having to change any of the internals. If you start getting any more than that, then you want to start looking at some additional hardware. But basically, stock out of the box, these can do a lot more than what they're capable of doing. I mean, already the Australian versions are detuned. They come detuned out of the factory to meet with apparently the increased temperatures of Australia. In the UK they come 199 out of the box, whereas in Australia they come 188. So even just simply doing the tune, you're gonna get that 11 extra kilowatts back, but then plus you'll get the extra as well, which is well worth the exercise. Surprisingly, and I'm driving her a little bit harder these days, but you will get better fuel economy out of it, especially on the distance and on the highway running. So generally I'll do a work to home type driving of around about 29 kilometers on average in a single trip, and I do that 5 days a week. that trip would generally get me anywhere between 400 and 440 kilometers out of a tank pre-tune. Now I'm getting around about 500, 530 mark, depending on how heavy I am with the throttle. But you will get better fuel economy. I've had up to 660 now when I've incorporated a bit of highway driving there, which is really, really impressive, because I wasn't getting anywhere near that previously. So yeah, I've shown you a little bit of what the car's capable of doing. We'll see if we can get back on some quieter roads and show you what the launch control is capable of doing as well, and show you from 0 to 100. From memory, when I got the car, I did a 0 to 100 test and I got about 5.5 seconds. To be honest, I haven't measured it again, but I'm guessing it's still going to be in that low 5 mark. As much as I'd love to say it was in the 4s, I'd say it's probably around about 5.2, but still very, very impressive. And if you're game enough to keep the foot down, that second change into third gear is going to be an absolute treat for you. Hi again, it's Dom from WERKT, an authorised dealer of Viezu Australia. I'm in my 2011 Golf R, and today I wanted to demonstrate for you the added improvement that you'll get to your launch control. As you may or may not already know, that the Golf, either GTI or Golf R, comes standard with launch control. For those who don't know how to put the car into launch control, essentially you need to click the car down into sport mode. And then you will want to be turning the traction control off. Essentially, you'll put the left foot hard on the brake, stall up the engine. You'll see the revs will, even though my foot's hard up on the accelerator, it'll still hover around that 3 grand mark. Take your foot off the brake, car does all the hard work, and off and away. So into third gear, that's where you're going to see the great improvement of the vehicle, and I'm up and above every single speed limit known to Australia. But you're going to see significant improvement to your launching, and not that you'll be doing that every day, but the smile that you'll get from the face when you do it is going to be worth $1 million, I assure you, because every time I get to show that off, whether it be on a track or in a controlled environment, I assure you it impresses a lot of people.